Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you folks? Hey, Rod with the first like, and Raj and Spectra. Hey, don't knock at him, Alfred. Hey, B. McNichol, Bill, welcome. Katie Yorn and Lucas and the Ranch Kid. Hey, Tuxedo and Rick. How are folks? Took a couple of minutes to get started. For some reason, my little microphone decided to not be paired with the receiver anymore. Had to figure out how to reconnect it. Although I connected it without instructions, it was intuitive enough. It wasn't working for reconnecting. So, hey Derek, Maurice, and yeah. Oh boy, it's been busy. We are going to continue the Reaper build here. Let's see if I have cameras even pointing at the right things. Get a little view here. There we go. The Reaper. We left off. We spent last members stream talking about my China trip, and in between getting some wiring done on this. And that's about all the progress we made. We didn't really add any plastic parts to the build, but we will correct that today. What's up, guys? We managed to actually trim Oscar's nails, so he's not catching me when he paws at me here. I wouldn't want to do yard work either, B. McNichol. No, that's what I have at 21. Maurice, hey, I'm glad you had a safe trip back. I saw that you had just left San Diego. Saw some update from you somewhere. Hope you had a good time, even if it was for business. Audio cutting out? Steve's audio cutting out for anyone else. Thank you, Bill. Let me know. Let me see something. Let's try that. Let's try that, Bill. I just learned that there is on-device noise canceling, which could potentially, I think it was turned on. I think I just turned it off. So let's see if that makes any difference. It sounds like most people are not noticing anything, but I did have weird microphone issues here, so worth checking out. Oh, there you are. What's up, buddy? I wasn't paying attention to you enough on the chair. Hey, Lars. It has been, and is going to be, busy couple of weeks and busy next weeks. You're in your office computer day, normally in the garage and wired net. I have been working towards Rocky Mountain Rep Festival prep. So I don't know how many of you are going to be there, but hope to see whoever is. Started as one talk and ended with 3 talks, 1 for a private group and 2 for bigger groups. All went well and I had a blast. Awesome. I must have saw it on Taylor's stream, yeah. Hey, Breckle. Big thing I've been getting ready is I've been building a device that was announced at Rocky Mountain last year. It has taken a good while for me to get going on the build, and there is nothing more motivating than a deadline. So I really want to have it assembled so I can take it with me. And to that end, hey, we got you both. To that end, Bill here was a huge help in letting me come over, and we played with his Precision Matthews mill, making some parts. I'm not going to show too much in real detail, but I can give a little overview of parts we did. A little pocket, dimensioned some metal, and marked some holes. So now the next job for me is to drill those holes on my drill press. And I've done, these pieces are done. So got some screws in there. So That is going well. I have a very nice drill press. I have a Nova Voyager. So we threw aluminum chips all over the place. Yep. Filled a bucket full of chips. So I had a really good time. I had such a good time that in light of things being in stock and concern about tariffs, I ordered one. So at some point, sitting right here, I think that's where it's gonna go. There will be a mill. So we will have some level of content on it. I don't know to what. I'm not gonna probably try to stream setting it up, at least getting it moved into place, because that's something that is will need my full attention. It's not the heaviest thing out there, but it is definitely something that you don't want to be distracted when doing. It is the largest, most capable device that I feel like I can reasonably have here at in my shop. So I think it will be a great complement to the Milo and the Cascade, because there are some things that are just quicker and easier to do on a manual mill. Plus, getting material prepped, if you square up and size the stock ahead of fixturing it on the CNC mill, that'll just make things that much easier. So that's the idea and plan there. Okay, what else is going on? Oh, I printed this. This is gorgeous. Oops, not that one. That one. I printed this in a, if we can get some. Yeah, it's having a hard time with that color. It is a little more vibrant green than that's showing. Even a little more than that's showing. But this is Cookie Cad's ABS. It's candy, green apple elixir. Green apple elixir. So I was pretty pleased with that. That's, I think the order of which they introduced this to their ABS lineup was influenced by a chat I had with them at Sanjay Mortimer. That is the PLA versus the ABS. This is the same color in PLA. It is a little off, but anyway. Very pleased with that. We'll find a project for that. Morning, Bob. The sparkle doesn't show as well on screen, yeah. Oh, you found the treats. You recognize that bag. I did a Hilbert curve. You can kind of see it there now. Hilbert curve front just really, really scatters that sheen. Hey, Scott. Hey, welcome. Welcome. What are you? No, that's not to play with. Leave all that alone. So, and spin. Let's do this. We can get both of them in right here. Ow! Don't bite him. Oh, there you go. Okay. So let's make some progress. We are building 3D sets. 3DSets.com, the Reaper. At some point, I plan on building a torque. I own the files, but the Reaper has been a very long build, and I want to do some other stuff for a while. Not be the Charlie's Angels builds RC cars series. So we're gonna go in here, bring up the instructions. So there haven't been any updates since I've started this. We're still on version 1.1.0. It's something that's useful. I know it's behind the chat here, but there is a version here and they do, no. Oscar is deciding that the things on my, the crap on my workbench over here needs to be on the floor. So let's scooch you a little further away. Anyway, no updates, so we're good on files. So if we scroll down here to the instructions and we'll figure out where we're at. And yep, did good. We left off. Excuse me. We left off way down here. Gearbox, that's all installed. Let's see, we did the bed. The bed kind of took a little bit of the wind out of my sails on this build. That was a little frustrating to have something be that much. That seems basic to be that much of a hassle. Okay, we have our battery, we extended our battery connection last time. All of these are in. What we got here? Hey, Lars. I elected not to print a lot of the accessories in the bed. I'm not big on that kind of thing. I don't know, we could always print them later and put them on, but I kind of like the simple, clean. I don't think we actually installed the rear bumper, so I think this is where we're at. So let me grab printed parts where that may be. Uh-oh. Hold on, I need to send a quick text. My mom is trying to call me, so I don't want her to know. Don't want her to think I'm just ignoring her. Okay. Where are we at? Bumper. Bumper. We got doors. Extra parts. There. Where's the bumper? We need the doors. It's not on here, right? No. I don't have the bumper in there. Where is the bumper? I know I printed it. Wonderful start. Wonderful start. It's not on there. Where else might it be? Maybe I didn't print it. What color did I use on this? Did I use the... What did I say I used? Is this the... Soul Black Glitter. Okay. Let me grab, if I don't find it in this box, I'll grab some Soul Black Glitter and throw it at a printer, and we will continue with other parts of the build. But I'm irritated that I thought I had that, and I don't have a part, and it's been, there's no excuse. Okay. Let's have taken it. It's possible. These guys are mischievous. Let me get the 4S here, filament unloading, and wipe down the build plate. And we'll get this. This shouldn't take long. It's not a big part. That is good. Okay, I will be right back. It has been a good long while since we have had a Here, let's do this. Let's do that, and then let's do there we go. Hey Maganati, hey Doom. Look from Oscar, where are you going? I know. Oh, there he is. Okay, soul black glitter. Unload filament wire. What is going on? Are you unloaded? Oh, you are unloaded. This loaded. While I'm sitting here looking at a Mark IV, Hoity pointed me to an interesting project, a MMU spool management system for MMU3 that looks interesting. Okay, PLA. Anybody seen this or have any opinions? Hey, MJ. Hi, I'm Poity. Yeah, this Poity. Now, let me pull this up. This right here. Anybody have heard anything, any experience with it? It looks really neat. I've looked at the documentation and description, and it looks like it's pretty well done. I didn't see any, on immediate glance, I didn't see any of my usual nitpicks in terms of print orientation and design. I guess so in my case. Oh, talking about, nope, almost done. Are we purged? Yes, we are purged. What's this? There we are. Get that away. This looks really interesting. So, thinking about giving this a try. See if this works well. It's a purchase model, but that's okay. I don't have any problems with buying a quality model. I mean, we're building one right now, right? Okay, let's go here. And let's go Mark IVS. Use just CPLA. Discard all of that. And we'll just go, I want to keep my 0.15. Everything's been printed at 0.15 layer height, so we will keep that. Trash that. And print files, RC, 3DSets, Reaper. Look at all those. And let's just go spare parts. Is that in bed? And bed end plate, bed side fan, frame, tube frame. Oh, I don't see. What part is it? Maybe it's an axle rear? What do they call that thing? Oops, here. Print 49 bumper rear. Maybe we'll go there. Let's try that. Go here and ready to print plates. Plates, print 49. Oh, hey, looky there. This is, so I have a folder here called printed that's behind there, printed. Those are the things I've printed. It's not in the files of what I've printed. So let's do that. There we are. Quick bumper rear. And I think that'll probably be fine. 55-minute print. That's not bad. Send it. Marcel. And for us, set a print now. Good, all good, all good. Confirm. Okay. Trying to catch up on chat. Yeah, let's hope Miss Poity feels much better soon. Okay, we are going to let that print. It's starting, it's homing, it's doing its thing. It does say it needs attention. Why does it need attention? I don't know. So we would normally be putting a couple of screws in that, and then whether we put the chain on, I'm not going to bother with the chain. I didn't print it. That's awkward 911 call over. My wife fell down the stairs. Bumper rear installation. Okay, let's start on the doors. So we're not really being held up aside from getting that prepped. So let's start on the doors. Let's get the rest of the bits and pieces. I left the support on these because I thought it was interesting. Some of the parts are already in there. Oh, maybe those are other parts. What are those? Oh yeah, those are over here. And that. Is that? No? Huh. We got some mirrors. Get the mirrors. There's one mirror. Where's the other mirror? Is that one? Yeah. It's a piece. There's a mirror. Where's the other mirror? There it is. There's the other mirror. And probably one. Not one more of that other piece. Maybe we don't need it. That is not for you to knock off the table. This guy here. So I did MMU print on this. I printed the mirror part in silver. It should be, oh yeah, the supports are off of that one. This one has a little support piece that comes off. Let's get some support piece off of that. They are not treats exactly. Okay. And now it says there is this piece here, but I don't know that it actually, I mean, there's this one. If there's only one of them, then we're okay. If it needs two of them, then I'll be printing. But I think those are already on the door. I don't know. But we do have the supports on this thing. These all have to come off. So, just I'm okay, but that I think I think my safety squints engaged in time, but the impact of hitting my eyelid was not comfortable. I'm okay. It didn't hit my eyeball. I think I think my safety squints were quick enough, because I still have a contact in there, and it's not hurting now. It was just a bump on my on my eyelid. We will not do that on the next one. It wasn't comfortable. I was not expecting that. This whole thing just went flying off of there when I squeezed this. We will take better precautions on the next one. Let me make sure this is starting okay. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so we have some brim to clean up here. Just scrapey scrape. Up out of there. This little Noga scraping tool, I go back and forth between just using the back edge of a X-Acto blade, hobby knife, and this. This is the safer option. Good idea, but still going to cooperate, or will someone need to hold him down? What? Ran to Harbor Freight and picked up some safety glasses, 1 million. Got to get Steve in the habit of putting them on. Hey, I used them the whole time. The whole time I had them. This is going to need to be really cleaned up, so extra time here cleaning these up, I think will be time well spent. Is there, oh, that is a support. So let's see if we can use this to kind of break that off. There we go. Okay. Hey, bearded printer. Bearded printer. I saw your name. Was it on Tom Stanton's video today? Your name came up as a supporter on, I think it was Tom Stanton's video, but it might have been another one I was watching this morning. Did you see that? Hey, Icon. Okay, so that one is done. Now I get to do this one. I didn't see it. I'll have to go check it out. Yeah, do you support, is it Tom Stanton's video? Put it this way. There we go. You may have seen Bearded Bucket's name. Oh, it might have been, but I thought sure I read Bearded Printer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, that moment. What did I watch this morning? Let's see. What did I watch? History. So, Tom. Yeah, the only thing I watched otherwise was Tom's video. So maybe I read it wrong. Bearded Bucket then. Okay, well. I saw Bearded. Hey, Armor 3D. I try to hop in anytime I see stuff live, as often as I can. Even when I'm planning on attending, sometimes it just get distracted and forget. So, but yeah. I don't often stick around for entire streams just because I have to keep moving. But I'd like to at least say hi. Don't know. Yeah, that piece comes off, right? Yeah. So there we go. Hey, Martin. Tom Stanton's video today was really awesome. If anybody hasn't seen any of his videos, today's was especially cool. He was doing some pretty cool things with his little self-made, not little, his big self-made CNC machine. I thought it was exceptionally neat. Making his own tool to, he's building a CNC machined, aluminum machined air engine, and he was running into, he wanted to make his cylinder, the piston, truly round, so he made a tool to do that on the mill instead of, because he doesn't have a lathe, I don't think. Okay, I think that is mostly cleaned up. The clear glass, the clear plastic goes in here, so it is important to make sure we don't have any extra bits in the way. There you go. Thanks, Bill. Hey, Laura and Sean. Welcome. Okay. Let's get the scraps away. What do we got? Oh, they are being nice. Good. Oh. So if Tom Stanton's channel is new to you, he doesn't publish frequently, but he has some real quality stuff out there. I've met him, I think, at both open sauces, if not just the first one. Met him in person. That's another piece. This little piece is a support piece. It's a little piece, so I'm just gonna. Oop. go. Nice and smooth across there now. This color is special, and it is custom. It's from Bob Carnes here. Had it made at one of the Proto-Pasta workshops. It is effectively a Blood of My Enemies red with a black glitter. So it is not in their regular catalog. Thanks, Pointy. We have a lot of fun here, right? Hey, Happy. Bearded printer for the Beard Care Fan Fund. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, now the supports are removed and close calls are passed. So if you've been following other parts of this build and the Sakura before that, I've been cutting these windshield, the windows out on the Cricut. And I found a pretty good plastic for that off of Amazon. It actually has protective coating on both sides. It is, I don't know, they call it a PVC plastic window instead of the recommended PLA, but it's still 0.4 millimeters thick. It cuts really well on the Cricut. Unfortunately, I found out that Cricut will not let you share a project if you don't exclusively use their elements. So me importing an SVG, I can't then export or share that project for someone else to do. So that's annoying. The problem with the method that I use for generating the files and the process is all the scaling can be a little tedious. So, yeah. You say they released the Cricut flower. I don't really pay attention. This is a Cricut Explorer that my wife has had for many, many years that she stopped using, so I commandeered it. So, okay. So anyway, I cut those out. I did undersize them just a tiny bit because it seems like at size, everything fits a little too tight. And there's some room for error there. Voron Cricut win. I am overloaded on projects, so I am not even thinking about adding a project. But at some point, a drag knife setup that I can use that wouldn't be too big of a deal. I would not mind replacing that Cricut. Just based on this, I can't share what I do. I would much rather have a open source solution that can be shared. I was really disappointed when I went and looked and tried to share that because in the Discord, who was that? Our Milliard was asking for those files, and I'm only able to share the DXF, and they're not scaled or anything. My wife uses a scan and cut. It's a more open system than Cricut. Yeah, if you're on my Discord, shoot me the name of that. That'll remind me to look it up. Need a drag knife for your Milo? Potentially. I mean, I could do that with any of the machines then. Even a printer you can set it up on. But I'd rather have a little, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just bought parts for a new Voron VZBot build. Awesome. Where are we? Make sure I'm caught up. Open source mod for Cricut then. I don't know what controller it uses. Has anybody done hacked Cricuts to? It's by brother, easy to find. Okay. Okay, here we are. So then the windows go up in here. So that is nice and easy. So these guys. No experience with them, would just grab shears and marker. This is true. That's what they intend for you to do. Do I still have, I think I have it in here. I don't know where it would be. I was going to show the difference between the cuts on the old material and these cuts. These cuts are all nice and it's very clean. Is it okay to talk about printers on these streams? Absolutely. If you go into too much detail, there's only so much bandwidth I have. So occasionally I have to say I can't answer detailed questions or whatever, or get into a deep discussion just because there aren't enough lanes. But looked at hacking my wife's calico cutter. Everything is proprietary and flimsy. Okay, so this goes, let's see how this goes. Wow, that is awfully large to be fitting in there. That is awfully large. What do they say? From the inside, I think it goes up. How in the world is that supposed to go down inside of that with that much distance? Some of you folks have built this. Am I doing that right? That does not. Oh. There's a slot. It is there. It is there. From my view of it, I couldn't see it. On many of these, you kind of work in a corner and then you snap it in. This is okay. There's a free expression project that is for Cricut. I think if any of the Cricuts have some sort of jailbroken or whatever, hacked, the one I have is probably more likely because it's older. Anyway, I don't need another project right now. I'm good enough. I'm good enough at adding more projects as it is. I did not get that. I scaled this down. Looks like I scaled it down too much, but it'll be fine. That clear PVC doesn't react well with CA. Just a heads up, just the fumes will make it fog. Well, fumes will make most of the stuff fog from CA. I do have, let's see, I don't have multiple, oh, what is that? Oh, that's the printed one. I thought I had one of these that I had cut, but I had only cut one. Yeah, there it is. I had cut one at full scale before, so let's see how this one fits. Yeah, both of these are quite, that's how much off it is. That's interesting. I scaled it preemptively because of the problems I was having with getting like the rear window, and the front windows I think could be a little scaled down to fit better. I think that's good. Pull this one out and see how a full, yeah, I should have left those alone. Oh well. Maybe I'll leave this one in there, and if I ever redo it, I'll only have to do one side. Okay. Hey Brent, welcome. There is no late. There's no such thing as late. I did recut the front windows, but I don't think we'll mess with those today. These are scaled down because it feels like they need to be, but judging from this, it might be scaled down too much. Okay, those go in there. And then zoom. Shugu is magic for RC car bodies. Shugu and some drywall fiber tape. Make them near indestructible. Okay, we have a mirror that goes through with a M2x8. Get my M2 fasteners out. Nope, that's stainless. Two by 6 on the back. Looks like all of those are M2x6. Mirror is an M2x8. Some mirrors. That gets an M2x8 in there. M2x8. Which one is the 8? That is 6. Okay, so 2 of those. Go. Red is great, almost like a dark candy apple. Yeah. It's so good. I'm glad I had enough for this. Hopefully, see this because I gotta support it. There we go. Butterfingers today. But yeah, that's pretty cool. See Reaper go burr? That's a good question. I'm honestly not sure. I thought we would make more progress last time than we did, but wiring just takes time. We focused a lot on fixing and doing wiring stuff last stream. I would like to finish this so next month we can figure out a new project for these streams. I'm not really thrilled with the tire setup that's going to be on here. I honestly prefer for these the printed tires. Although they don't perform as well, the big thing for me is not necessarily using them, it's the build. So okay. These go on the doors here. Make sure we've got all the things cleaned up. We got a knife out here. See you, Marcel. Take care. We're supposed to get rain here. Are you getting rain where you are, Bill? You getting rain today and tomorrow, it says. So little bits of that kind of cleanup is what I'm going to do right now. That's just a real quick. Not a whole lot to it. I think it's on there. That, and then there's a little loop of plastic right there. Clean that out. I think that's all I'm going to do. Not yet. It's Mike. It's Mike. Did I know you were in Elk Grove? Maybe? Okay. So this is the front, which means this door, this window goes here. A bit of plastic on the back side here. Oh. Haven't bothered trying to print tires again. They just don't work well. They are slick. From that point of view, they don't work well, but they're so much easier to deal with. I hate, even when I was doing hobby class RC cars, it just looks like it's rolled down a little bit. My least favorite part of any build was gluing the tires. Very least favorite part of any build is gluing the tires. Okay, that's one door. Terrible network issues today. May have to move the access point. Put it off to get in. Oh, we got to get in the attic for that. Ew. I have to have another batch of this filament made. Maybe if Steve posts the project on the socials, we can tag Alex and get it in the rotation. I will. I will. I will post this when we are. I will post a picture. And I will do a direct ask. Okay, doors. Is that a raw or coat of spray to make it dual tone? No, this is all raw. This is straight off the, I think I printed all of this on the Mark 4S. I think it was a 4S when I printed it. Okay, so that is that. Then we put those on, and there is an R, and they are labeled. Door hinge. Well, they don't say they're labeled on that side, but these ones look like they have a little R on them. So let's find out. So there's an R there, there's an L there, an L there, and an R there. Cool. And I hope this is just an extra of one of these. So if this is here, the R's go over here. And we are doing M2 by 8. There's so much good filament out there. I have a very hard time storing it. Okay, how do these go? If this goes... they're going there like that, it looks like. Looks like it drops right in. R and an R. Let's just drop in. How does that go? Is that how that goes? No, it doesn't set in there. Are they different lengths? How does that go? That doesn't actually fit in there. It's supposed to. Looks like it's supposed to. They look identical. Let's just see if one fits. Yeah, there's a little bit of a pocket that looks like it goes into. But that doesn't actually fit in there. See what this looks like. See if there's a picture. It's got to go down in there, but why doesn't it? Does it snap in? Ooh. That's scary, but it snapped in. Okay. Scary noises. Limited storage too. I have 3 DeWalt toolboxes, which I seal up airtight. I have embraced the wall rack storage. Okay. A little scary, but okay. We'll do the same over here. Hope we have similar luck. Sounds like there's a crack, but I'm not seeing any cracks, so. That's the thing about our hobby here, is our material is very single color and material dependent. In order to have pink, you have to have a pink filament. There's no mixing. Wow, not practical mixing. Okay, so hinges are on. Oh, and then we have these springs. Oh, that was the next step. I had skipped to the next step to see if I could get a look at how those hinges go. But we have a door handle. Yeah, door handles. Door handles and hinges. This stuff in here. Some bits and pieces. Door handles. Or door handles and springs is what I meant. Spring and where's the other spring? Should be 2 springs in here. There's the other spring. Door handles and springs. About 20 feet of rep rack plus 18 5-gallon screw top boxes. I have the rack I made in front of my water heater, which I think fits like 80 or 90 spools. Then I have probably 16 feet of rep rack on one wall, another 7 feet on another, and then another 15 feet on another. Okay, so these are little, basically PLA springs for the door handles. And we're gonna need in 2x10 screws, a couple of those. 2, yep. And does this go? So if we have this here and spring, I see. And then how do we know which? I think that's that one. So this goes in here. And that's what hooks on the screw here. It's in there. Hey, Andres. And then the spring, I think these are, let's take this one. See, is there a pocket? Yeah, there's a little pocket in that the spring goes in. So that goes in there. Looks like that goes in. Interesting. Is there any supports that come out of that? No, not that it's saying. It's just a thin part of the print. Yeah, getting that in there. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, just gotta finagle it in. We do a 2x10 through this hole here. Welcome, Jeff. Pour out carpet in family room and installing laminate flooring while I watch you. Ew, I've done that. There we go. It's our door handle. Getting close. Okay, so now this goes in there, and then hold this in a certain angle there so we can get in this. And that goes in there. Much better. Much quicker. Ordered a buggy for a friend's birthday in May. Selected 2 hardware sets. Guess who has another project? Of course. Has anybody looked at AliExpress? Anybody have things in their AliExpress cart? Many things have moved to not available in your country or have increased in price significantly. I have one report that someone had bought something for $80. It got lost in shipping, so they refunded, and to repurchase it, it's over $300 for the thing. Yeah. I'm not bothering to look. It's too frustrating. And it's not a topic I want to dwell on here. It is something that impacts us, but it's not worth. It's not the mood we want to be in. So. Okay. And then we have the door panels. So looks like we have door handle and door crank and 2x12s. The next size. For it hasn't arrived yet. I'm trying to get a refund, but it's like pulling teeth. Okay, door handles. Door handle and window cranks and door panels. Door panels, door handles, window cranks. Looks like this is all good. Adapted and moved on. No reason to get excited about something on my control. Exactly. That's exactly it. Okay, door handles. This is another, didn't have to be a MMU print, but I thought it added a cool detail to do it as an MMU print. Show this here. Let's see the instructions here. So I think that goes in there like that. Similarly, goes in there. There is a tab here that indexes into this part so that when we tighten it down here, it should be good. This is Polymaker's Polyterra brown, whatever they call their matte finish, whatever they renamed it to. It was Polyterra when I bought it. And the window crank is that one. And will these screw in, or do I need to get an RC car, but I don't want to buy everything online? That is a tough one. Those are M2s. I think I'm gonna grab a little drill bit and get these closer, because this is not gonna be fun to thread through there. And all it is just needs to be held on. So, I'll pull out my little numbered drill bits. Guessing I'm gonna be right around the 49 or whatever. .87. Let's go 47. I don't know where my 48 is. Yeah, that'll work. Make it a little better fit. And the pin vise. Yep. I am still using a 0.4 nozzle. Now, for some of the instrument panel details, I put in a 0.25 nozzle, I think it was. A door design is calling for a functional window crank. What was it? I saw a model, an RC model, where someone was doing functional windows. It was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculously awesome. I don't remember where I saw that on the Voron Discord. Someone posted it, but I don't remember where it came from. These two. I think it was 8th scale. It was power. Yeah. It was power windows. It uses, I think it used those little linear actuator motors, a little mini. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Yeah. There. Pretty sure they posted it here. Let's see. Where was that? I'll only take a few minutes here. It's relevant. Oh, here it is. It is 8th scale, working windows. Let's see. This one. There. Putting that up. Stay open. Something, where was it? Working steering wheel, controlled with a small servo. Oh, there it goes, finally comes up. Openable hood, doors and trunk, openable headlights, doors, 4 openable windows. Use small motors controlled from transmitter. Now, I don't know where I saw they don't have a picture here, but here, let me, does this work? Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. I don't know where this picture came from, but it was part of the embedded thing. But look at that, little actuator and windows that move. Isn't that ridiculous? That's the same scale as we're working with here. 8th scale. It's nuts. Okay, did I get all of these drilled out? That one is, yeah, all drilled out. So, goes here, window, crank. There we go. Ooh, okay, that's right. I have in the past opted for button heads for these instead. Because, oh, bumper's done, rear bumper's done. Opted for bumper heads. I've opted for bumper heads in the past. Button heads. These guys, I think. Yeah. Because it's just a little lower profile and looks a little more scale. Not like this is going to look scale at all, but what is that? Can't go there. It's an odd size. Okay. Those guys. These. It's a little, somewhat, I don't know if it's exactly an N20, but it's small. There are few appropriate uses of the word small, and that's one of them. Is this the right size? No. Next smaller on the drivers, and fortunately I have one. Where is it? Yeah. Got it? Sweet. 1.27 millimeter driver for these. Every time I watch you, it costs me more money. It's not my fault. Hello? That is weird. First pairing issues, and now the microphone just turned off. Oh, it's dead. It's dead. It's showing a red light. You see the red light? It's dead. That's not good. I can fix this. I can fix this. try that. That should work. It doesn't. Oh, it is working. Okay, the display just went dim. Okay. Was there any clicking and popping? So, good question. Is there an audio quality difference? Because I just switched from the DJI Mic Mini, so let's just put both of these in here, to the Rode that I've used for years. I just like that Mic Mini because I don't have to run this lav down my back. Is there a difference? No audio level is the same? Yeah, so it's very easy to change because I just go into the mic input on the motherboard instead of running it through anything different. Maybe different, we can't tell. It's not enough. Better high end. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that. I'm gonna have to see if there's any firmware updates or anything for it. Okay, we need 2 and 2x12s. That's these guys, I think. You can hear the difference. Okay, and then 2x8s. It's got to be this guy. Yep. Okay. Doors are going to go on. I think this might be the best view. This. So that's the other side. Not detectable. That's good then. So these guys go on here. So there we go. Pop that into place. Ah. We got a by 8 from the top. Friendly reminder the bumper was finished. Yep. That's that. Coffee. And then underside. Awesome. So it is a tight fit. Get a little better over time. There we go. Okay. Other side. Shouldn't have clicked that link. Now I want that K20 crew cab. So something I would caution everybody on when you're looking at some of these projects before you pull triggers, really look into it. There's a couple of projects out there I've looked at that are just like phenomenally cool looking. If you have any care to the printing frustrations, if you're then some of them are like, there is no way. There's a truck out there, was it a Toyota or something, that looked really cool. I think it's a Tacoma, and all their pictures are full on sanded, filled, painted, polished, And if you look into details on the setup, it is a print orientation nightmare. So I guess the message is just pay attention to the details, see if you really want, if it's worth it, if there's some expectation that you'll actually end up with something that looks anything like as advertised. So, okay, there we go. The doors do not work as well on this as the Sakura. The Sakuras are phenomenal. They close with authority. This is okay. Yeah, this one doesn't. You can push the Sakura's closed. I have to pull on the door handle on that one. The sites that don't allow reviews are a red flag for me. Yeah, for sure. I've printed a Tacoma body 1/10 and I'm still sanding and filling 2 years later. Yep. It is so easy to get caught up on a project's being cool or whatever, and then get into it and you never finish it because it gets frustrating. I glanced at the droid. I've been so absorbed in getting this cascade going and stuff. I did look at it, but I didn't absorb it. Okay, what were we doing here? We have, there we go, bumper. So we have M3x8 to attach that. It turned out really nice. And then it goes on to the back with M3x14s. That's right. Let's just go here. M3x8s. Button heads. Okay, and then it bolts onto, really screw up the finish on this roof, so just grab a dirty towel, set down here. So this guy goes right on there. M3x14s is what they say. Do I have 14s? I do have a couple of odd sizes. What do we have here? We have about 8 millimeters of plastic there, and we have what appears to be okay, a 12 is going to be fine. We don't need a 14 to hold this on. I'm going to use a 12. What is this? 16. Let's use 12. 14's an odd size. Oh, I'm gonna tighten down tight. Oh. Cool. I need to glue the taillights in there. Guess there's no reason not to do that now. They don't really, the print settings I used or whatever, they don't really snap in. I've got a few, I printed a bunch of them. Let's see if we find any combination of them that snap in, maybe. Hey, Shlunky Kong. How are you? Maybe we'll go this view. Okay, so these have little tabs on the back that you're supposed to hold in, but they don't really. They just kind of fall out. And that's down to exact print settings, but I don't think it's worth reprinting. I think it's perfectly acceptable just to glue those in place. So, some glue. Do you plan to close up the bed instead of adding the roll bar and other accessories? No, there's another, I think there's another cover that goes on there that I did print. I'm gonna do all that stuff, but yeah. Just finished dinner and wanted to catch at least a bit of the stream. Awesome, thanks for being here. Okay. And maybe just dab at the top. If I can get this on without smearing glue everywhere. Just let that sit right there. Hey, John. What did you do for tires on yours, John? I'm pretty sure I've seen someone did some printed tires, but I couldn't find them. I'll just let those set right there. Cats look so cozy. Oh yeah. See, they still fit. They still fit in their little bed. Looking good. I got the kit from West 3D. Oh, so you had tires in that. Not super thrilled with what I got. Before I misplace the number. Okay. Cats are liquid, yep. Yeah, I bought Proline tires. I bought slicks. And yes, expensive, but okay, so those are on. So take a little bit. Okay, bumpers on. Let's go down past the doors and we get into the running gear. So running gear, door sills. And I'm gonna put those on. I am not doing the big exhaust stacks. So, but I did print these. So these guys go on with some M3x8s, it looks like. Three of them. 3 on each side, okay. Might make me change my mind though. Let's go back here. I need my towel again. I'm going to turn it upside down. Don't mind the dirty towel. So now this guy must go like that. Got to do the stacks with igniters. And I need 6 and 3x8s. That's kind of neat. You put these on, they still give you access to one of these screws for some reason. Oh, is that the door? Yeah, that's the door screw. That's nice. Nice little touch. Martin, thanks for being a member. Consider that a clean towel in my shop. A lot of that, it's actually been washed. A lot of that is just stain. I do have microfiber soap, laundry detergent. Go. Wonder how the bumper and running boards would look if printed in Proto-Pasta stainless and buffed with a Dremel. I thought about that, not for this, but for some of the engine stuff, Bob. I just haven't, I didn't order any. I did not. But I did think about that for some of the engine stuff. I thought the exhaust might look good that way and stuff. Bigger screwdriver. I gotta say, my shoulder is feeling better, but it was sore for a bit there. The shoulder was sore from doing this at Bill's, working the mill, the x-axis, and this, and clearing chips out of my beard. That just using the screwdriver reminded me about it. If I remember right, you did PC blend for your gears. I did. My originals were PLA and they chewed quickly. Also, I would set the steering limits. That helped when I rebuild and reran mine. Yeah, we'll do all that. As you come over to be, oh, I was fully on board with it. It was nice to be able to do all the things myself. Okay, running boards are on. It's mean. But when I ordered mine, I ordered the Auto X feed. I did. Okay. Now we've got, what do we have? Exhaust. Okay, so I just did the regular Reaper. I didn't really want the the extended exhaust. I kind of like it just coming out of the side of the engine there. So we're going to continue through here, not putting anything else on here. What is that? Oh, those are the, I don't think I'm gonna put these on. I don't think I printed them either because I decided that. Yeah, not putting those on. Hey, sir guy. What do they call those? Door sills. No, I like it. I like it as it is. I feel fairly minimal. Fuel tank. Did I print that? No. I have the whole radiator stuff over here. So, keg. Oh, I probably should have. Why didn't I print that? I think that actually needs to go on there. This is fuel tank. That goes there to cover all of that. Oops. Should have printed the, not the fuel tank. I don't want the fuel tank. I would rather have the, yeah, the fuel tank instead of the keg. I printed that actually. Apparently I did not. These things, maybe that's something I throw at it while we work on other stuff. I don't know where some of this goes. That, let's keep looking. What do we do here? This piece, that's the battery cover. Okay, I do need to print this other piece, so let me get that going. I want to do the fuel tank. I don't want the keg. Thanks, Lars. So let's print the fuel tank. Let's go here, delete all this. We gotta go all the way back here to the downrider pack. Downrider pack. Print and fuel tank. Here we are. We have here. Nope. That is quite a print. Slice it. An hour and a half. That might not finish by the time we're done here, but we will send it. Select and go. Okay, that is going to do that. Have filament in. Didn't touch the build plate, so I think we're good. Yeah, everything else should be okay. That's going to do its thing. May redo it for MMU details, but for now I'll just send it. Just send it. Okay. So now we have the fan and radiator and battery cover lid. And a couple little built-in supports to remove. And we put the off-road radiator. And 2x6s. Okay. So that's this piece, and these have little supports to pull out. I think their stock is at their business location. They have a picture of what looks like 100 plus of the mill that Steve and I got. Yeah, they're in Pennsylvania, right? Precision Matthews is what I'm talking about. That's where I ordered the mill. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, this goes like this. On here, short screws into the back. This looks pretty symmetric. Yes. I do not have M3x6s in socket head, but I feel like button heads will be fine here. How long, how long did it take to receive yours after ordering it, Bill? How long? I'm curious. Oh, no. In 2x6. Yes, I have in 2x6. I would have figured that out shortly. Two, 3, and 4. I need to post probably on the local Craigslist or Facebook, because that's where it all seems to happen. Need to find a buyer for these Subaru wheels. I don't have room in here if those are here. So that gives me a timeline, a deadline to get those out of here. Go there. And this is interesting because it is actually oh, the other one was, that's not another part. I think it was in the grill, or in the front grill. It was completely through. It was see-through. But okay, that, and then put a whole fan assembly together. So let me grab all these parts. I feel like I should have mixed up the colors on these a little bit. It's awfully monochrome. This will be a better picture for that. So we have a fan. This go? Yeah, that was correct. All right, that goes like that, like that. There we go. Doesn't actually spin, but you can't get that level of detail. This is a single printed piece, so. And then this goes on here. Let's line those up with the fins in the back. And then it looks like a M2x8 goes through the back. Let's get that staged. Oh, it's one of those sacrificial bridges. They've mostly learned how to do the cross bridge setup, but they don't do it, at least not in this model, consistently. Ooh. That, and then there. I don't like that. I feel like I want to, now that I put my little drill bit away, I want to clear this out so I'm not cutting threads here to try to thread into here. So let me fix that. Pin bites out again. Crossbridge macro for fusion, that would be handy. It would be handy, but I don't know that one exists. So we will go. There. I ordered my mail December 23rd and it arrived on January 6th. They mount the DRO before. Yeah, I knew that. I knew there would be a day or two of that. I haven't gotten any kind of, I got order email confirmation, but no other communication, so. I did check to see if Quinn had any, if they had any affiliate program or whatever, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, let's try this again. That also feel it's a little scrapey scrape for the little tiny bit of elephant's foot. I think it'll fit down in the groove it has a little better if I clean this up a bit. So it sounds like I'll probably have that thing before I leave for Rocky Mountain. This is my fingernail to scrape around. I don't know if there's a, oh yeah. Okay, let's try, see if that fits in there better. Yeah, it's down in there much better. Rotate this to match up. Okay, that's one. Do the same thing here. A little bit's off of there. I'm going to try to swap out my board on the Milo this afternoon for this Sila. Nice. I'm hoping they're still able to, but Victory Tech is supposed to send me another Sila. One's going on Cascade, and I want one for Milo. But I'll be doing similar. All the stuff that I've learned, just the additional things I've learned working on the Cascade here and aligning the rails and stuff, makes me want to go through and redo the Milo though. I think I could get things moving even I didn't use many shims on the Milo. On the Cascade here, I have the Y rails, the height of them within plus or minus half a thousandth along the each bolt hole. It just takes a long time. That's something that's very difficult to do. I think it's difficult to do on stream because it's a lot of fiddly measuring, and I mean a bit of it would be good. I think people would enjoy a little bit of it, but I think it would get old really quick. So it'd have to be set up such that you kind of do it and in between some more entertaining processes. Managed to find the documentation for using the probe port on the DRO. Oh, awesome. Go. Second one done. Okay. And then it goes on here with a bunch of M2x6s. It's like 8 of those, and I'm running a little low on these. So 1, 2, 3. Let's bump this one where it goes. 4. And then 4 more. 2, 3, 4. So are all the same. So those guys go right on. Oops. Those guys go right on there. Very cool. I can hear the printer going over bridges because the fan speeds up. Here, Chapman. It is coming together. I somehow still missed printing some stuff, but if we don't actually run this today, then maybe my plan for the next, maybe we'll add a bonus short stream on a Saturday, a short one to finish it off, and then we'll find another project. We'll see. Depends on how it lines up with Rocky Mountain. I just feel like there's just lots of little details to still do. Cool. That's not too bad. With the silver radiator, it worked out pretty well. Hey, Queasy Diver. Hey, Jason. So all that really does is snap in there. I guess we're on to, so if this, does that go in here like this? Ah, there we go. Sweet. Now we do still need the cover for the servo there, and that's what's printing right now. So, but that snaps into there. And these, yep, these are all dry now. So the tail lights aren't gonna fall off. Yeah. Hey, McFlyer Pie. welcome. That is a very short suspension stroke. There's almost nothing on the other side. That is fully down though, so. Okay, this is the part I'm dreading. This is the part I'm dreading. Let's pull all the tires. What are those fans supposed to be for in the actual vehicle? It's a radiator. It's a radiator. They called it, oh no, did they call it off-road radiator? Is that what they called it in the docs? Yeah, off-road radiator is what they call it. Okay. Let's set this over here. And these are probably too sticky, but that's what you get when they specify RC hobby race quality tires as one of the options. So we got rears and fronts, and these are a different compound. I don't know if that'll clean off. Let's see if the chalky residue there will clean off with some IPA. Let's find out. This is what I wasn't happy with when I ordered them. I may have accidentally ordered the wrong compound, and they might be older, sitting on the shelf longer. Let's see if this helps at all. If it doesn't help, I may do a more serious look for a printed option. Yeah. I'm not super thrilled with that, but we'll play with that later. Okay, wheels and wheels and wheels and more wheels and okay, so we have these and these and these. Hit it with the heat gun. See what happens. Doesn't seem to be affecting it. It's a good thought, but it doesn't appear to be affecting it. Ah, okay. So these are Proline. And questions on sizes. These are model 8300. It says 1.67 by 3.26 for the fronts and 2.12 by 3.93 for the rears. Now there is what you want, it takes a little bit of looking in the, here, let's go here. Open this again in a new tab. It takes a little bit of looking in their sourcing guide to really figure out what you want to get for wheels and tires. I think if we come down here to the non-printed parts. Oh, here we are. Tires information. So let's zoom this in a lot. Outer diameter, 85 millimeters for the front wheels, or more if you wish. But maximum width is 43 millimeters with a 2.2 millimeter rim. On the rear, the outer diameter is 85 to 105. And I don't know that there was a maximum width. So you look at this, and then if you go to something, and not all the Manufacturers have this, but if you go to Proline Racing, I think it is, yeah. And I think it's the, let's go 8300. It's the fronts I got. Oh, try to search in discontinued items. Might be in there. Nope. Let me see. Let me double check this. It is 8300. The number on it is 8300. Let's try the other one. 8304. Let's try 8304. Anything in it discontinued? No. Well, that must not be the part number. Let me look on the packaging. Ah, here we are. There's the part number. They're 2.2 inch wheels. Here, the part number I'm looking for is PRO 830417. There we go. So these are the bald eagle. And apparently I got the MC, the clay compound. And if you scroll down, you can get on many of these an actual dimension. Where was that? Here we are. So product width and product height. So this is within the 105 millimeter height. They're not cheap. This is another reason I think they really should be making sure they have a printed tire option for all their models. Because they're not perfect, but if you use the right TPU or whatever, I think they're fine. What I'd really like to try, I need to get some, is some VariAssure and try tires out of the Color Fab's VariAssure TPU or Fadis's new similar filament to see how those would, if those would be grippy and durable enough. Because they feel, the stuff printed out of them feel like a dense foam, which might be ideal for these kind of, might be too much grip even. Anyway, you have to kind of go through and look at all the different options and compare those dimensions to kind of figure out where you want to go. They do have the Hoosier series of tires. So if you look at like this one, dirt oval tires, and you should be able to get some. These are 86 millimeters high and 43 wide. Can TPU be printed with a 0.25 millimeter nozzle? Sure. I mean, it's going to depend on your settings. You might have to go slower. You might have to do stuff like that, but I've never tried it. And I don't know if, yeah, no, I think these are pretty good. I think these will be a pretty good size, but here's where my bigger concern is with this. So if we start looking at how this goes together, what do we have? We have a front wide, and rear extra wide. So these go like this. And if we start looking at how these go together, first let's clear out these sacrificial bridges. My son keeps asking me to design a tire mold that he can use 40A RTV. That'd be interesting. I have some coax 60A TPU. I've tried printing with it once on the Mark IV and it just wrapped up in the extruder. I was probably going too fast. I didn't continue my experiments with it, but I need to try that too. I know Scott, if you're still around, I know Scott has had some success with it. He built a whole setup specifically to print it. Okay, those are all cleared out. Everything's good. I printed these in the Polymaker Polyterra, or whatever they call it now. They're matte PLA. I liked the sheen off of them. Kind of a contrast to the slightly more glossy Soul Black glitter on the rest of the 68 TPU Coex, C-O-E-X. Do a search for that. Coex filament. They make a 68 TPU. So these RC tires have a very specific bead profile that they are supposed to seat to, and they're relatively easy, or at least easier to glue onto a molded, special purpose wheel. These do not have that bead profile. This is where my biggest problem with using the way that they have this set up is we can get all this in here, but in the end, they don't feel like they should. And we kind of get it around, but this really should be, this extra surface here should be hidden behind the rim. That should be tucking into a groove on the rim. Now, for 3D printing, you really can't create that correct profile. I don't know what the answer is on that. Maybe a different multi-piece wheel design, but so then that goes right there. I was printing 60A on the XL a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, you were having success with it too, right? Okay, let's go back. Needs an inner bead lock ring. Well, the inner bead wouldn't help with capturing the exterior bead on this. It's just not ideal. Bugs me a little bit. These are M2x8s. Okay. That coax I bought on a Black Friday sale for not that much, not as much, not $95 per kilogram. I don't remember what I paid for it, but. Okay, let's just grab a bunch of fasteners and start putting these together. I think my plan here is these should be glued, and I'm just not going to. I'm hoping that for the purposes of playing around and display, they're on there well enough. They will fly off if you punch it, that kind of stuff. But I think I really want to look at a different tire option for these. Even if it means doing a remix on the Sakura style wheels and then a matching printed tire. But this will allow us to get the thing on up off the frame, get a good look at it. Give me a good idea if I like this tire size. Yeah, I mean, it looks relatively consistent, but this little bit of the tire here should be behind the rim, behind the wheel. And then it doesn't necessarily, I mean, it's all held in there with nothing. So we'll just kind of push this into place. It'll look cool. It's not going to perform well like that. The fix, I mean, you can do this. You would just pull this aside, put a little drop of CA glue in there, and hold it against the angle of this bead, and that'll be okay. You're gonna end up with that white CA glue residue. They do make a black CA glue specifically for this kind of thing, but I don't have it. Sting dyers, make the mold using PLA, seal it really well. Sure, two parts well. It always takes way more colorant than you think it should. I think I had bought that coax stuff intended to be used with Scott's dragster setup. I never got a tire printed of it from it. Same star pattern as you would tighten down a real car. A little bit at a time. Okay, let's try to get all these seated in here. At least it looks okay. Once this is on here and I can get a little better grip on it, I'm going to try a little more aggressive cleaning on these. I try some acetone too. Okay. Relatively consistent on there. And one more. Tempted to try to see if I can get good results. Okay. Acetone is a bit scary in some cases. That is catalyst for bond breaking. Yes. Yep. I know that from experience, and not anything, but just from my experience in RC, the acetone does not damage these tires. So using a cloth to rub some acetone on these to see if it cleans up that chalky look is not going to hurt anything right here. So used to suspend them above a puddle of it to remove tires from the wheels. Leave it in there for a little bit and it would loosen up the glue and you can pull it. This all pushed in evenly. These front ones sit better. You see that bead surface actually tucks in where it doesn't seem to tuck in on these. It might be a matter of the foam inside is too large as well. Something a little smaller or less dense might allow this to seat a little better. Okay, let me, where is stuff? There we go. Let's do this. I hear the WD-40 suggestion. I want to try this first. Here, and some paper towels. Try this, and then we'll try the try out some 3D printed foams in my crawlers. Bet you could do something out of TPU that's like mostly air and some sort of infill pattern. It might be interesting. Okay. Out of the way. This. Fairly thick on this. It's doing a similar. It's a raw spot. I mean, it starts to, but I think I was getting similar results with just cleaning it off with IPA. Let's close this up. Let's try with a little more aggressive. Let me put this somewhere to air out. Just let this evaporate. It's not going to damage anything. Let's try a little more. Since it's on the rim there, I can get a little more aggressive with IPA. Try that. I don't think I was getting any significant improvement over IPA with the acetone, so it was worth trying though. Let's try another relatively clear undone. Like, I'd say it's probably equivalent. Let's just wipe it down. Paper towel isn't quite resilient enough for this. It was lotchy. Petroleum jelly for release agents and for coil silicons and shouldn't do anything to PLA. Oh, you're talking about making tire molds still? Okay, I'm gonna call that some level of improvement. Not perfect, but there we are. That's not too bad. I think that's better. Not hugely better, but it's better. Let's see if I can use a less linty towel here for the next one. Less cleanup. At the very least, I don't have to deal with the paper towel residue as much. Oscar go? Where did I? Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy. Right behind me. That worked out pretty well with the microfiber cloth. Let me wipe this down real quick again with that. Yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. Where did my cap go? Way down. That turned out pretty well. Yeah, that is right there with these. While I'm here, let's do a quick wipe down of these. Get rid of at least the little paint mark on it. Sweet. I mean, we got here. This was a mostly clean towel. That's came off of it, so that worked out. Okay. Yeah, those are really close to, that worked out really well. Okay. Sticky tires. Sticky tires. Okay, where are we? Put these away. Hey, PF Dennis. Welcome, welcome. No worries. Glad you could make it. Let's see how this is doing. Yeah, it's looking good. 40 minutes left. Okay. So those are done. There's other wheel styles. Different wheel styles. We just put them on with an M3x16. Make sure the little axle washers are installed. Those are hubcaps. And the model is done. Okay. Let's see what this thing looks like. Let's see it's through. I am going to deburr the inside of that with just a hobby knife here, just for elephant foot mitigation. Any little bit, just to make sure it's set down on here fine. we go. M3 by 16. Is there an effective way to remove the seam in the middle of the tires? Punch it. Punch it. You can, an emery board can help. But honestly, just, it goes away as you use them. Well, I mean, you steer hard enough, you'll have a similar effect. And like I said, you can, I mean, the same thing if you take a little abrasive emery board or something like that. I mean, one of the main tools in my RC stuff are nail files, like different different grit nail files. Yeah. Dreading a little bit the radio setup on this, because I've got those extra channels for the ride height. I have no idea how to do that. Buddy. Oh, now you leave right as I point the camera at you. About to put the tires on my Sakura build. I am happy that the Sakura came with printed tire option. It's not great for performance. I would like to try different filament options to see if that can be improved, but for this kind of stuff, the printed, it's just so much easier. The entry point, there's a whole thing with using proper tires on these in terms of gluing them. I don't think it will move fast enough. Those move fast enough to make it bounce there, Bill. I set mine up with the two knobs, P1 and P2 on the side of the MT12, channels 3 and 4. Okay. Good job. You made the jump. Well, maybe we can get through this if you have any guidance as I'm setting that up. I'll do the same thing. Sometimes you gotta hold your finger behind, especially on these front axles. Until you get the screw in. Almost done with the Bugster and almost all parts printed for the Max. I own the Max parts. I think I own the Bugster parts too, or files. Okay, ready to see this thing? It is set for at the low ride height. Oh, these tires actually stick to the... That's pretty cool. That is pretty darn cool looking. I don't think I can get my fingers in there to manually raise the height right now. Door opens. We are waiting for a print to finish this off. In a little bit, but that's okay. We could change the ride height back here. Maybe. Yeah. Now we've got some suspension travel at least. Ooh, I don't like that. Look at that. That just wobbles right on there. Don't like that. One thing about that is I used different brass inserts on that for the front, and I didn't do that on the rear. Do I have the other inserts? I do not. These are the long ones. Need a really large smooth surface for the maximum fun setting. Yeah. I think the springs could be a little heavier. I have other springs, so that's something that can be remedied. Okay, so what is our time on this? We are half an hour from that being done. Let me pull out batteries and stuff. So where are batteries? Blaster stuff. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it needs to be a little higher. The travel on this is quite low. That right there is, this right here is the max, at the max ride height. This is the downrider servo straight out is the max ride height. Turning 90 degrees either way brings it down to minimum ride height. So, and the entire suspension travel is not very far. And I don't like that, how much that moves. What's up, buddy? So we need a battery, and we need, I'm gonna throw a bit of a charge on it because it's at storage charge right now. That and that. while I'm gonna get this hooked up for charging, and at least I hope so. Where's the power cord for it? Oh, crap. Why is the power cord not in here? Oh, I know why. I'm using it on my little, yep, there we are. So, power. Let's get this out of the way. Those are some sticky tires. So here, why are you not turning on? What is going on? There we go. It wasn't coming on. Okay, this is, we're going to charge this side. Plug in our balance lead just because. And we're doing 3S. We're going to charge this. Yeah, 2 amps is fine. That and that. That'll give us our lipo balance, lipo charge. 3S, start. I think it's hold down start. Battery check and confirm. So now it's going to put some charge on it. So the problem, I know what the problem is with the servo mount here, John, is I put the little brass spacers in there, and on the front one there were some shorter ones in with a different servo that I had. I put shorter ones in and it didn't move like this. I think it's those brass inserts and then these rubber bushings being longer gives it way too much freedom of movement there. That is going to impact, that does impact the ride height because it does change that angle enough so this will end up basically lowering it when it's in that position there. So I don't know if it's worth just taking, let's see if, since we got some time here, let's, that's so hard to get to because the lead is in the way. I can't really, and those are Phillips. Those are stupid little Phillips head screws to get in there, and I'm gonna tear them up trying to take that apart right now. I think I'll leave it for the moment. I am going to do the treats for the kitties real quick, since they have been very patient out here. That good? Want some treats, kitties? There you are. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, just spread it all over. Here you go, Felix. Here you go, Felix. Just the crumbs here. I'm trying to get rid of them anyway, so. There you go. Okay, that is going. That is almost done. And where is my radio? Radio. Put it up here, yep. Oh. Okay. Radio. What did you use? You used the P2 and P1. Yeah, that makes sense. We can probably, yeah, basically put it at, yeah, that works. There's no reason to actively do that as you're driving. If I can do any kind of printed, maybe an actual TPU solution, little printed TPU solution might be good for these servo mounts. Give it some shock absorption, but restrict the movement a bit. I can probably do that. Okay, it's got 133 milliamps put into it. We're not going to charge it all the way. Just give it a little bit here. Then this, how does this come off of here? I guess it just snaps out like that. Off the side. And we'll put the battery in there. Tire sizes seem pretty good, actually. Pretty pleased with the look. I just feel like we need some bigger, heavier springs on there. Oh, I have, these come with different springs. We got yellow and blue. I think one, so just feeling them between the blue and the yellow. This is a heavier spring. Let's see if we can actually measure that. You know, calipers isn't the perfect tool for that, but let's see if we can get enough resolution out of that. Let's see what the wire size is. About 1.45. That is interesting, because if I was squeezing that, I would have said that the blue one was heavier. But now that I do it again, it is. Of course, I've got some, what is that, confirmation bias now? That I know what the values are. Now it feels, it's very close though. It's very close. I don't know what we have on here. Can I get to them? Let's see if I can get to them. Maybe on the front might be easier. Oh yeah, I can get to that. Let's see what the wire diameter is on this. Oh yeah, 1.2. So these are going to be significantly heavier springs. So that makes me feel good. I'll be able to try a heavier setup. Icon, this is a custom color, so I don't know that it has an official name. I don't remember what Bob calls it. It is a custom color done at Proto-Pasta. Effectively, a blood of my enemy's red with a black glitter in it. No name. No name yet. What would we call it? Let's get some suggestions. What's a good name for this? Because I mean, if we're gonna put it out there, put a picture out there to request it from Alex and team, let's have a Proto-Pasta appropriate name suggestion. Blood Earth. A little bit, we'll go a little bit more. I keep a fair number of sizes of piano wire so I can make my own springs. I'll break for an expanded audience. I'll break my my avoidance of posting on Twitter policy. I'll put a post out there because I know Proto-Pasta posts watches there. I don't know that they watch Blue Sky as much. Blood in my wallet. What about like build sacrifice red? Okay, while we're still waiting for that, I want something. This might work pretty well, actually. Something to get the wheels off the ground. So it doesn't go flying. Blood of my wallet red. Okay, I'm gonna call this good enough. Stop. Let's get a battery in there. Blood of the Reaper. Reaper red? We could just call it Reaper red. I don't know which way is on or off on this switch. I guess we'll find out. That appeared. Okay, so let's see how well all this fits in here. That goes there. This. Yeah, that fits in okay. Knight's War, the original that we produced was called Knight's War Red. Way. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. Maybe we do this and go out of here. Okay, John, are you ready? Tears of the Reaper. Are there actually fans? No, these are printed. Okay, let's turn this on. Oh, that's not what I want. Return. Where is our model? Okay, we're gonna go car 2. I think this is what we turned on. So let's see. Let's turn it on. See if we get anything. Okay. Oh yeah, we were backwards, but we are paired. Okay. So we are paired. We just have our channels wrong, and we've got a that's not zeroed, but I don't have anything set to that channel. So do here? No. Page. Is that what I want? Channel monitor. Or is it in system? I don't use this enough to know exactly where I'm supposed to be for, let's go back. I want out of here. I don't know what it's doing. Got some armed. On return. Okay, car 2. No. Channels monitor. That's just monitoring the channels. Oh, so this is currently set to channel 6. This is channel 5. Okay. Model, then page 4 inputs. Okay. You are awesome. Ah, there we go. Model, okay. And then drive modes, and then inputs. So we want this. How do I? That's not what I do. How do I change that? Edit. There we go. Input. What the? So ST and TH. Edit. And this should be ST. How do I? Oh, source is what I want. Okay, we can change the... We want this to be... Oops. Where is the... S... There we go. ST... And now we come down here, and this is going to be steering. Okay. About to shift change, gotta run. See you, Martin. Okay, so that should do that. Now we have 2 steerings. So channel 2, we want to be throttle. So TH. Okay. Go down, we're gonna make this one throttle. So there we go. So that did that. Our maxes are not too bad. I might take the endpoint down a little bit because we're hitting about max steering there, and it'll go a little more kind of forcing it. So that's good. See if we go. Nope. So throttle is reversed now. So let's go here and edit it. And how do I reverse it? How do I reverse it? Name input. Trim is on. How do I reverse an input? What is mode? Oh, what mode? Oops, shoot. Is that it? How do I reverse that doesn't give me anything there. Oh, probably here, huh? Is there 2? Whoa, that's not what I wanted. That went to max. What is this? interesting. That's not what I want. What do I want there? Axis. Okay. And we want throttle. Okay. Here, let's do some searching. Let's do also some searching. Radio master MT 12 reverse channel. Setup. Looks like the output page. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's what you do. I remember. See, I don't do this nearly long enough. So that's correct. So we can go back here and what are these? How do I set the, this is inputs. Let's go here. Mixes, and then outputs. There we are. So channel 2, direction, invert. There we are. Yep, that did that. Steering the right way. Okay, so it will move and it will steer now. What I need to figure out is how to assign these knobs to channels 3 and 4. So channels monitor, oops, that's not what I wanted. I want here. Channels, no. Where did I go? Model, and then pages. Okay, so part. Mixes page. Mixes. Oh, okay, there we are. Good. So channel 3, I think I put that to the front. We go here and we edit this. Channel 3 source is I'm way too entertained by that. Okay, how do I go to, what is this thing? That is P2 and P1. What are they named in here? Are they named P2 and P1? That's the end. What are they named in here? Oh, I mean, that would be correct, right? Anyone that's moving it is going to... Well, what are these? Oh. How did that work? How did I get that to do that? That's the wrong one, though. Oh, they're both doing it? How do I get that? Hey, Iconic Fab. That is about there, but how did I actually do that? How is that? I don't get it. I don't get how that's, no matter what I change this source to. How do I cancel that? Oh, can I go pots? I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are. Inputs. Let's look here. Hardware inputs, that doesn't tell me anything. This changes it no matter what. And so does this one though. I don't know what, you said you used P2 and P1 to do that, but how? You use these two? Mixes. Here, let's go all the way back to button layout. Next page. This is what we're looking at. I'm looking at button layout, main view, user interface. No, I want the physical. I want physical, radio overview. There we are. So P1 dial and P2 dial is all they call them. Hey, Color Prince. Howdy, howdy. P2 dial and P1 dial. But there's nothing that actually says what those are in the source, because they don't actually show up. There's pots, and if I do that, this doesn't make sense to me that no matter what I do, I turn, oh, that one doesn't now. So now that changes that. But before, when I'd change this one, it would change the front also. What? When you select the source and move them, it should update the screen to show. No, it's not. If I move that, it's not doing anything but. Oh, it does. If I change this to throttle, but then move this, it changed it to that. Okay. Okay, so now if I return and go to channel 4 and edit that, and then go here, there we go. Okay. That's it. Doesn't work the way my brain works, but I can get it. So I think we're done. We got everything working. Thanks, John. That is, I mean, since we centered the servos, the center of those is putting us at the max ride height. Fuel tank isn't done yet. It is 0 minutes from being done though. So we will be able to actually finish this today. Nice. So that goes there. What I did want to do, okay, so if I go to here and nope, return. Let's go page. Nope. Let's go model page. There we go. Model name. Nope, that's not what I wanted. No. Where's the, oh. It's got acceleration on this. Now if I go back, there we go. There we go. Reaper. Cool. We have some names. We'll see if they fit. Setting name is a pain. Setting any of those is a pain when you have to, different characters that you have to change. What is this? Kilroy. Speaking of daughters, playing the waiting in the delivering room. Congratulations, Kilroy. Big time. Awesome. Okay. Let's go back to the Reaper instructions. I mean, the Downrider pack instructions. That's where this is going to be for the fuel tank, I think. Because you actually use some filament as the hoses, I think. Let's see, it's way down here. That's all the Downrider stuff. Oh, here we are. So we got the chain if you were using it. I'm not a chain person. And then we have the tanks with some screws that go in from the bottom. That's an interesting, oh, those go a certain way. I see. Okay. And then that goes in there. And filament. Oh, going into there. See, use some filament going into the inside ones. The nitrous would go into the other ones. Howdy, Ella. Okay, so let's go here. So these, there's the flat spot of where they were on the bed. I'm not going to do all of this because I really do want to print this in on the MMU to get some interest there. But how does this actually attach? Does it just set on there? It just sets on there. How does it just set on there? Doesn't have any screws. It just goes on. That's it. Is there a particular spot that it catches on? Can't really tell. There's some features here. But I'm not sure. Yeah, that doesn't actually go on. And it might be because my servos is not quite right for this. Might be too long. Where does that actually go? There's nowhere for that to actually set and lock in. You remember this? This does. This is another miss on 3D sets spot. This whole rear here needs to go back to the drawing board. The bed not fitting well, and this being entirely dependent on the particular hardware that you select, that's not okay. This does not fit on there. And there's no instructions here other than it sits. It sits in that spot. I mean, even if you look at this, I don't know. I'm not seeing a downrider servo here. See, Rod? I'm not seeing a downrider servo here. And this is the downrider pack instructions. It looks like it goes down. You see this shape of this part here? That matches that. And that doesn't exist on the downrider. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist there. There's no, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I missed a part. I have another part over here. Oh yeah, there's another part here. Where did I miss that? I think that's what's going on. Because there's those parts. Now where did I miss installing that then? Where did I miss installing that? It's got to be in the bed stuff. Let's go back before the doors. It's not there. Oops, sorry. It's not there in the instructions. We did that. We did that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. How does that go in? It goes in before the it goes in at the same time as those went in. Okay, that's fine. I missed it. I missed it. Now how am I going to fix that? Let's see if I can sneak in there. Okay. That will be, oops, these two screws, and let's see if I can get it to flex enough to get that part in there. Without having to go into the cab and undo everything. All disparaging comments retracted. I'm not going to retract all of them. I refuse to retract all of them because this bed assembly part that didn't fit was far too frustrating to retract. But I will retract this part. I missed this. It happens. Considering what they do and how much is in the instructions, they do a good job. But there are some frustrating parts. I have to loosen these up here. Okay, how do I get to those and what size were those? This can't be considered done until I've got this part done. Those. What are you guys doing? Where, oh, where's my long ball end wrench? This might be easier. Go. Yeah, I don't want to completely, I don't intend to completely trash them. There are some frustrating parts of the build. I am a little frustrated, like even on the torque, they have some thin spots in the transmission, because I was test printing that because I wanted to try out the magnet stuff. They have some thin spots in the transmission, and I reported that, and their attitude was a little not, it's not functional, so it doesn't matter. It'll probably not be fixed. A little too a little annoying. Okay, I am going. Is there a screw inside here? Every build that's worth it has at least some frustrations. I agree. There we go. Getting these loosened up. Ball end. Okay, now can I get this in here? I think I got to pull these roll bars all the way off. Oh, there we go. That's enough. That goes in there just like that, right? Okay, is there any, a little bit of a, I don't want to break this. The fit on that is a bit tight. It's not going in there. Okay. Trying to gently wiggle this out of here because I need to. Jeez. Yeah, I am going to be, there we go, there we go. Okay, these need some, additional clearance. I'm gonna try to do it on the inside of this, instead of trying to unscrew those. Okay, let's see if that did anything. Oh, you little You little thing. All over the place. Where were you? He wasn't on, was he on top of this? Did anybody see if Felix was on top of the Phoenix? For those who can potentially get to the West Coast this fall and have a Voron cereal, Tacos just posted a questionnaire. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see if that'll go in now. I just broke a piece underneath there. Brace. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull those in with screws. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's okay. Let's see if we can pull these in the rest of the way. The screws. Where are you? Oh. This one. That's pulling it in. That side anyway. Now we got to get this side pull in. It's not actually threading in. There we go. That ought to do it. These. Go. Almost. Almost. Go. One more. Get this guy in. This should line up now. Yep. There we go. What a pain. Which one did I break? Yeah, I broke the bumper brace right here. Just pushing in the wrong spot. Okay, and then there are 2 and 3x8 front here. Is this the last 2 screws of the build? I think this is the last 2 screws of the build. And then we can drive it around on the floor here. At least say we drove it, right? Hey, Bob, are you there? Of the names that you saw people suggesting, do you have a favorite? What's your favorite? Because ultimately, it should be your choice for what proposal goes forward. Whether they're willing to do it or not. So that should work. Turn that on. Telemetry recovered. Should go there. And then now that makes a whole lot more sense. That is a complete model. Tears of the Reaper and Blood Wine. Tears of the Reaper. I like Tears of the Reaper. Very awesome. Very awesome. Let me clear some space here. Clear some space here, and we may have some scaredy cats. But let's drive this. I think that's about as wide of a view as I'm gonna get. Well, that's weird. I think it's tires. Something is going on with the tires though. That return on that is not returning on the front steering. That is pretty awful. I don't know if the rear tires are just, that's all the way up. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that's pretty awful as far as the steering return. John, how does yours behave? I mean, I just let go of the steering here. Get a view there. See it not returning? That should crisply return to center. And it's not. It's pretty awful. It is sticky. The surface is sticky, so it's, and those tires are a lot stickier than the Sakura. But I don't know. That is dirty floor too. Holy moly. But see, you just spin out a bit and you can get rid of your center tread there. This is pretty awful on the steering response though. And something's going on in the rear. I don't know if it's catching somewhere or what is going on with the, so let's see. All of that is fine. it's too loud, but I wanted to kind of break it in. Backwards. There's one of the problems. That's why I'm getting, this is a good point. I'm getting more performance in reverse than forward on these brushless motors. I need to switch. I think you just switch any two of your connections and it will swap it. And then I'll have to re-invert the settings. Let me turn this off. Telemetry lost. And then we can get in here. And I think you just swap any pair of these, right? So that's how this works. Shoot, I lost track. Oh no, I didn't. It'll be fine. Get a better grip on this. There we go. That should reverse the motor, and then we'll have to re-invert it in the radio. But so now this should go backwards. So now we go in here, model, go up to mixes and throttle, edit, it's invert, right? Or did I go into the wrong one? Oh, was it not mix? Outputs, where was that? Yeah, it was in here in the mixes, right? And throttle, edit, trim, offset, mix name, source, switch, warning, multiplex. I thought it was in here. What am I missing? Return. Oh, there it is. Outputs. So don't invert it. Oh, I've been hoping I was showing you guys. Okay. Now it works. See that tire expand? Mine might be just a bit better without the sticky tires, but not by much. I don't seem to notice it though while driving. Does the brake still work on reverse or no? That's backwards. That's basically brake. You can set, oh, I popped the tire off the bead. I am going to find some printed tires for this because I don't really want to deal with gluing these. Oh, and oh yeah, they're completely off. Off the inside, off the outside. Get these back on here. Oh yeah. They're not the correct profile. They're never going to glue properly. You're going to have, I feel like you're going to glob the glue on to get them to stay, or they're going to slowly pop off anyway. I really like, for what these are, I really like the printed tires on the Securus. So I'm going to go for something like that. I did issue more with the front tires on tight turns. Yeah. Anyway, this is done. It is very cool. Got view in there, the engine snaps down onto there. I'm gonna have to clean it up and get some pictures. Yeah, glue your tires very carefully. Take a lot of time. It has been a long time. Like I said, it is my least favorite thing to do in the RC hobby is gluing tires. These are setting different too now. The profile of the tire, they're sitting in there different. They are messy. I'll take some IPA. I think I'll clean them off pretty good, but overall, it is very cool. I will bring this to Rocky Mountain. Almost as fun as removing radiator run tires. Yeah. I'm gonna go find some printed tires though, because I have a lot of fun with the Sakura. Here, let's get them both up here. There we go. There we go. This is off, right? Nope. Okay. There we go. Telemetry lost. It does have a good weight to it. Needs heavier springs. Needs heavier springs and it'll ride better. One of the things I really like about my Sakura is everything is like perfect. Perfect ride height, perfect suspension travel. I did that by extending at the end of the shock is the little eyelet that the spring perch rests on. And I put longer ones on here so I get actual full suspension travel. And here, this is fully compressed right into the arch. That's fully expanded, and sitting here, it just drops into a good position. That's hard to tell. I can't tell if this is a heavier model or not. If this is a heavier model, I think it is. So I think we need a heavier spring on this one. And you're probably right, Wick Central. I do have a low profile servo in here. Let me show you what servo I got. Let me put a link out here for the servo I got. How many Cheez-Its? We can weigh it with battery. I've got my scale out here still. Let me turn this off. Servo. They tell you to do the 20 ounce or whatever, or 20 kilogram servo. And this is a 20 kilogram servo. It's just a low profile one here. This is what I bought for it and what I installed in here. I wanted to try it out. But maybe a 20 kilogram isn't enough. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how much this weighs. With battery. With battery, we'll put that on there so it tears. Okay, 0. This is, it is lighter than a Tic Tac. It's basically 2.9 kilograms. Oops, I'm pulling on it. It's 2.897 kilograms. So what is that? I don't What in the world? Why is that not here? Why is my phone not? Oh, my phone was out here. Where did I put it? I responded to my mom. Oh, it fell. That was the other thing that fell. That's the thing that made all the noise when it fell. When the cat knocked it off. So what are we at? 28.98. So it's about 2,400 Cheez-Its. 2,400 Cheez-Its. And the Sakura weighs, oh, no battery. The battery does not weigh 400 grams. So it's about 2,400 grams for the Sakura. Another same battery. 2528. 2528. So about 2,100 Cheez-Its. Hey, Keith, good. Sweet. That is that. I would like to change out the springs and do the tires. Then I think I'd be happy with that car. I'm much more happy with the Sakura. But I think this one is close. Just need to work on it a little bit. I don't have any gummy bears to weigh. That reminds me, I need to go get some gummy bears for tomorrow though. We took a chance last Sunday and worked on a Prusa without Haribo's present. It seemed to work out, but I'm not going to take that chance again. Very cool. Okay, folks. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being members. We will be on the Prusa mini build tomorrow. I've got a few things. I was looking at it after stream last time. A couple of interesting notes that we'll go over tomorrow. Does DigiKey sell the gray 48 volt power supply that you have in the green V2? It was DIN mounted. That is the UHP series, Sean. Search for the UHP. Oh, the gray. That's the, send me a message. Send me a message. I'll get you the number. Yeah, send me a message. So, like I said, we're going to be back on the Prusa Mini tomorrow. Probably finish the Prusa Mini the following stream. And then I've got a couple others, smaller streams lined up of things to do. So, with that, have a good rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Thanks again, and enjoy the build. Bye.